Hey guys, you're watching Explore the Weird. If you're into creepy and weird, make sure you smoke the like button on the way in. Unless you're a goon, then I already know you did it. So if you're like, Teddy, why are you telling me to like before I even started watching the video? I'm like, hey buddy, you're new around here, so we do things differently. So if you're like, hey, I don't even want to interact with the video, guess what, pal? You're not going to become a goon if you don't interact with the video. We do things different, as I've said. This is a longer form reaction channel. I talk a lot. I have ADHD. I'm all over the place. There's a crazy Teddy in here. Things are wild. Things are wild. We have plenty of goon energy. There's a Ganja Goons gang that is ever growing. We have so many new members, and we have a Shivalingam. We have a quartz stone that I feel has energy that is ready to give more energy to the goon gang. And I am sending positive vibes for everyone. For everyone. For everyone. For everyone. With this Shivalingam, I'm sending positive intent. Whatever you're doing, I hope it comes true. And if it doesn't, we got many more days to continue to put that intent out there. So stick with this and stick with me. And by the way, it's crazy for you page content today. So even more crazy, creepy, scary, weird, terrifying, fascinating. Literally all the what is it? Adverbs? Are they called adverbs? I don't know. The adjectives? I think it's adjectives. I'm sorry. English is my second language. All right, correct me. Intros are getting longer. Don't kill me. We're gonna get right into it. Oh man, I'm gonna lose half the goon gang right there, Teddy. The intros are too long. You gotta stop talking too much. Oh, we prefer the YouTubers that have less reaction, barely add anything to the video, and that's what they're used to now. I'm like, get out of that. Get out of that funk. Start listening to some goon energy. Change your perception. All right, I'm sorry. Now we're going to get into it.
I'm going to hit you with 3 facts real quick. One, over 20 different brands of sunscreen have been pulled from the shelf since 2020 for definitively causing cancer. What? Definitively. They cause cancer. This is 2020. Now, they say they're all better. They're all better. All the ones on the shelves are way better now. Okay. Number 2 is that before 1970, there were almost 0 peanut allergies. There were very, 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 very little cases of peanut allergies, right? All of a sudden, 1970, we start seeing glyphosate used in all of the cotton crops that rotate the peanut crops. And all of a sudden, everyone is allergic to peanuts. That's number 2. And number 3, 80% of all corn in the United States is what's called Roundup Ready corn. Roundup Ready corn is a specific GMO that was created by a company called Monsanto. They created the GMO corn that they could just spray Roundup over the whole field, kill everything, and the corn won't be affected by it. It's Roundup Ready corn, won't be hurt by it. But the Roundup stays on the corn kernels.
Yo, that is wild. I didn't know that's how Monsanto did it. So it's like only their vegetation grew while everything else died. When it's like, wait a second, I'm everything else. Am I dying by eating this corn? Is that what this guy is trying to tell me? Oh boy, there was a lot to unpack there. Even the things on the shelves, the sunscreen, I think. And I've even heard this even for shampoos. You know, hey, these shampoos cause hair loss, but they're still on the shelf. Hey, these shampoos do some interesting things. Hey, these deodorants do some interesting things. We got rid of them, but it's like, hey, but the brands still exist. They keep coming back onto the shelves. Are they just reformulating something that is still bad and thinking, hey, we'll get away with it? Now it's a whole new thing. Oh, man, interesting. Yeah, not sure how to take this information, but now I know it, and I really can't change it. You know, I guess I got to start using everything natural. Everything I got to make at home and use it for myself. That's the only way. That's the only way. All right, let's keep it going.
Physicists are firing trillion-watt lasers into the sky to actually precipitate rain clouds and actually bring down lightning bolts.
Yes, sir. Another question in an interview with the Los Angeles Times on April 21st, you said that you told the Associated Press that the American government has created weather tampering techniques so that the New World Order will be able to starve millions of Americans and control the rest. Could you explain what you were trying to say?
Well, what I was trying to say is exactly what I said.
And this is interesting. So we know that they have cloud seeding. We know they have weather modification technologies. Hey, is it HAARP? Is it HAARP? What's doing the weather modification? I just want to know. But we know they have this stuff, and we go, hey, there's still droughts that happen. There's still famines that happen. Why are they making us suffer? So then you go, hey, they are doing this on purpose. They're trying to make it harder for us, making it more difficult. I mean, if we have the tech, why not just have great rains and sunny days, like on and off, like we intend to for the crops, And if we truly have weather modification and we can do regional based, it's like, come on, man. I want, sunlight here, rain here, wind here, whatever we need to in order to use it to our advantage. But I'm not feeling like they do have that, And then now we have all these earthquakes. At least at the time of recording, I'm a day before the eclipse right now. And that is just how my schedule is. I gotta, record, edit, get the videos out and put it out. And I'm not the one editing. It's Nikita. He's doing great. We love our editor. But it is an interesting schedule we came up with. We're coming out with videos almost every other day. So I hope you goons are appreciating it. And yeah, this is also an interesting video, and we're gonna keep it going. I am quite saddened that we don't have the full potential, and if we do, why aren't we seeing it as we speak? I want more. I want true proof, at least like regional based proof. Be like, Teddy, there's it's raining on our crops and it's sunny over here, And I'm like, I mean, I guess technically that does happen in a more broader scope, All right, regardless, we're gonna keep it going. Sorry, I get into these things, I start thinking, and even more questions pop up, and it's oh man, it gets wild in here.
A couple questions here about HAARP, the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. This is located up in Alaska. It's currently funded by the Air Force Research Lab. It was formerly funded by the Office of Naval Research. One of the prime customers is DARPA, which is currently running experiments at the facilities. To start with you, Dr. Prabhakar, I understand that a lot of folks here on the committee probably don't understand what HAARP does. I think most Alaskans don't really know what HAARP does or why the agency is involved in it. So a very brief explanation.
One of our programs has been using the HAARP facility for the research that it's pursuing. And my understanding is that we did get value out of that interaction.
Dr. Walker, your agency is currently running the facility.
The Air Force has gotten great value out of HAARP in the past. We took over from the Navy and managed it and actually did a number of experiment campaigns up there. Moving on to other ways of managing the ionosphere, which the HAARP was really designed to do, was to inject energy into the ionosphere, be able to actually control it. With DARPA completing their project, that's our last government customer that we have in the site.
It basically makes the ionosphere a laboratory, and we can do experiments that no one else can do. It's a laboratory without walls.
Yeah, so that pretty much feels like validation. They feel like they're at a hearing and they're getting true truths out there. So I do feel like, hey, we got the evidence. HAARP is controlling the ionosphere, and I guess they're in hand. It is also doing weather control at the same time. Somehow, if you have control of the ionosphere, you have control of the weather as well. Yeah, there's something there. Man, these videos, oh man, they're really making me think. This is getting interesting. Yeah, we got to keep it going. We can only learn as we go. I mean, what else can we do with weather modification, Now we know, hey, all the government agencies, hey, we used the last customer, so are they still firing it up? Do the Alaskans still hear HAARP going off here and there? Like, oh, now they don't have a customer, so why are they firing it up for? These questions do ponder. I do ponder. All right, let's keep it going.
So stick with me. Y'all are going to want to see this. But anybody that's following me, you have to go look and see if I post a video, because TikTok shut my notifications off. They're not notifying none of my followers. So anyways, that was after a 1.9 million view video on the Statue of Liberty on Google Earth. But this also has to do with the Statue of Liberty. See these site plans here? That one's from the Library of Congress, and these are from National Park Services right here. So you can see how they change things throughout the years. But when you turn this and look at it the right way, it looks like half of a face or a mask. Not half of it, less than half, but like this piece is missing. So I did a mirror image overlay, laid it over the top of that, and drug them across each other with equal transparency. Let me show you what I found here. What do y'all think? Coincidence? The Statue of Liberty sits on a mask? Let me show you something else. And you see the bull horns here? Bull horns in the ears right here. Batman. Look at my other videos if you want to know what I'm talking about. Here's the interesting part here. You see these look like wheels, cogs, and this looks like chains. It's almost like a little cinematic.
Yo, that is weird. It does look like a face when the guy overlays, the floor plan, the plan, I don't know what it's called, but when he does overlay it, it does look like a face, and it does have horn type-esque things and potentially like other ear things on top. And he said he calls it Batman. I'm assuming there's some like Lucifer-esque type meaning to this. Was it Baphomet? I forget. There's so many ones now. I don't keep track. I only have good energy here. Shivalingam, please protect us. We're only exploring. So, quite interesting. Not really sure what to make of it. It sounds like, hey, we've already seen that the Statue of Liberty face itself is based on Lucifer, right? So I think we've gotten that validation. Even Nathan Castle, True Goon himself, I'm not sure if he's a member yet, but maybe one day. But no pressure, Nathan. I know. You got many reaction channels, I understand. But I see you appreciating us the most of anybody else, so we would love to see you step up. Regardless, no pressure. But we love you. Daddy, you're giving him so much pressure. I know. I feel so bad. Now, hopefully this video gets copyrighted because of the music involved, and Nathan will never see this, and everything will be fine. All right, we're going to keep it going. Quite interesting.
Nothing is impossible except that the state of your mind makes it so.
Whoa, that is wild. I've never even heard of Professor Searle. So there was a professor. He made his own, engine, generator, power source, and somehow he turned it on. He manufactured UFO skeletons, and he's the reason people are seeing. I mean, the same thing can be said about the Area 51 testing, when the Black Hawk and other drone technologies were being tested, and we misidentified them as UFOs, and they were just our own military. It is an interesting thought. Maybe it was Professor Searle back in the day. Professor Searle was the OG. Teddy was just like the crop circles that those men put on their feet and they walked. I'm like, no, stop it, crazy Teddy. Those crop circles were real, by real UFOs. Nah, Teddy, only a few of them. Come on now, you watch that Ancient Aliens episode. No, it makes me think, there's different origins for crop circles. Crazy Teddy's right. It does make me think. But yeah, maybe UFOs is the same thing. There's different origins, and some people got the Searle effect. Oh boy, they got tricked by our own, just like we do now, potentially. All right, let's keep it going.
Battery packs in the human body. On one side, it's how many electrons are we putting in? And there are a lot of electron donors. Electron donors can be getting out in the sun, can be walking barefoot in the grass. It could be leaning up your body up against a tree because the tree has electrons and will donate them to you. Hugging an animal, a common way that makes people in nursing homes feel better is to buy them a dog or a cat. they hold the dog or the cat and get electrons from it. The animal runs outside and recharges itself and brings some back to you. Moving water is an electron donor, whereas still water tends to be an electron stealer. Moving air is an electron stealer. That's why when you ride in a convertible, you look really cool, but you're always tired when you get there because the wind steals electrons from you. On one hand, we look at what things can put electrons in the body, and then what things steal them. And again, the most common stealers are dental infections, emotional baggage, various toxins, particularly the toxins that we are getting from things like GMO foods and pesticides and other kinds of things, air pollution. There's a lot of toxins around us. And of course, one can almost include in the concept emotional baggage. They're toxins in a different way, and that they rob us of voltage that we should be using for something else.
Yo, this is wild. I think I've seen another clip of this guy, a shorter clip that just stopped at emotional baggage and like dental implants, and it made me think a lot. No, this seems way more involved. I see the full picture now. He's definitely talked about, you know, type of grounding, recharging. We've heard or seen other videos of this sort where they're like, hey, you know, you can charge yourself up. There are even like fruits and foods that do give you charges as well, you know, and that really comes down to, hey, we're electrical beings and we need this type of energy and electrons from these things. And he even said living animals, you know, hey, go hug your pet, steal its energy, you know. And I'm like, yo, bro, I feel like a zombie at that point. I'm or a vampire. I'm sucking its energy for my benefit. But I guess the pet is always grounded, so it's always recharged. It's always giving off energy. So quite interesting points. The emotional baggage now, I think, makes sense because he's talking about, hey, it's messing with your mind. If your mind's also electrical, yeah, you're losing electrons, wasting your time on that emotional baggage. So it is an interesting thought. The dental implants, though, I guess somehow they are you are losing electrons with that, and I feel like that still don't make sense to me. But yeah, that is an interesting one. And then like there's so many things. All right, we're gonna keep it going. I want to say more, but I feel like I've said enough about this. We're gonna keep it going. Oh, but I'm gonna say more anyway. There was a video I recently did. What number? I think number 93, where there was a doctor, Dr. Barbara something, and she talks about osteoporosis and GMOs. And now that I'm listening to this guy, and I'm like, hey, maybe she got some ideas there. I guess she's vegan. And the GMOs messing with us could potentially be a real thing, you know, and she brought it up. Now this guy's bringing it up. I'm seeing the correlations, and it's becoming more clear. And we just have to know that the GMO name has changed, right? It's like, what, bioengineering something now? They changed the name of GMO, so make sure you check your labels. All right, that's it. Now we're going to keep it going.
Who is the creator of the simulation?
Some people say it's aliens. There was a professor at Oxford who wrote a paper about this back in 2003 named Nick Bostrom, and he thinks it's future versions of ourselves. So he thinks we're in what we'd call an ancestor simulation. Like if we created a game of ancient Rome, they would be like our ancestors in a way. There are others who say it's God or pure consciousness outside of the matrix. So all the religions, not just any specific religion, but have been telling us that the physical world is not the real world, that there's another world out there beyond this. And so that's yet another theory of what's outside.
Do you believe this is probable, possible?
I believe it's probable, like more than a 50% chance that we are inside some type of...
Those are pretty high odds.
Well, yeah, and you know, as I studied the different religions, I realized that they were telling us the same thing that modern computer science and that modern physics is starting to tell us about the nature of reality.
Yo, this is wild. And this guy's, you know, and we've seen other videos. Hey, if you study astrology and numerology, right, you'll eventually figure out, hey, this is a matrix wherein it all leads to one thing. And even when we talk about exploration outside of the lower Earth orbit, you know, we truly do not have proof that we can do it. They keep telling us, hey, we launched another satellite. Hey, we did this. It's like, yeah, we'll take your word for it, but can you trust NASA? No, Teddy, they're here to deceive you. I know, crazy Teddy, I know. We saw the thing in Hebrew. It means to deceive. I understand. But yeah, the creator of the simulation, I like that ancestor theory. It's almost like, hey, someone created us to simulate what we were in the past. Similar, like if we were to make a simulation for ancient Rome, you know? So I like that analogy. That definitely makes sense to me on how this could be a simulation. This guy is pretty confident. He's like more than 50% sure. I'm you know, truly unknown. I know it's a simulation. I know it's a matrix. I know it's a thing that I can win, and I'm gonna start manifesting. We're manifesting everything. We're gonna get the Lamborghini. That is the thing. I forget which episode we started manifesting the Lamborghini. It's gonna happen. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, we're gonna keep it going.
So everything is as above, so below. Obviously, many people are becoming aware that there's a firmament above that many people are now starting to realize is impenetrable.
No matter what you do, you can't go straight up in the air and keep going.
An interesting rocket launch was the amateur Go Fast rocket. They gave us something that NASA and SpaceX never gives us, an uninterrupted feed from their camera. If you watch a NASA launch or a SpaceX launch, there's 4, 5, 6 cuts before it even clears the launch pad. Gave us an uninterrupted 72 miles, I think. Went up, and all of a sudden it went kerplunk. It hit something.
It went up, and it appears to have hit the firmament.
One thing I really want your generation to embrace is that the Earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the Earth.
There's no place to go.
Yo, that was Bill Nye the Science Guy, but was that AI? Was that real? Oh my God, Bill Nye the Science Guy saying there's no place to go. I feel like I grew up on Bill Nye, all right? Hey, get out of here. Love that guy. Regardless of what you feel about him, a lot of my science comes from him. He was the one that told me if you have two twins and one goes in space and comes back like 30 years later, the one on Earth would have aged significantly more than the one in space. And I was like, dude, this is so crazy. We need to figure this out. Oh, man. I used to get so interested in him. But yeah, the firmament proof was quite interesting. I never actually heard the audio. Even after hearing the audio, I heard the kerplunk or whatever agitation that rocket had. I didn't really see it like then, like fall down or like anything. It still appeared to have its movement, but I haven't seen more than this. It was an interesting video. And by the way, my ADHD on the last video, was that the My Pillow guy that was interviewing that guy about the simulation? Hopefully we didn't have to cut that. Hopefully you guys can tell me. It felt like the My Pillow guy. I'm like, dang, man, is that where he started from before he had the My Pillow? Oh my God, am I doing a thing and it's not even him? Oh my God. All right, we're gonna keep it going. By the way, I forgot to do the goon check. Are you a goon? Did you smoke the like button before the video even started? Are you gonna do that the next time? The next video? Please. We're still trying to grow members. If you want to come support the channel, please let us know in the comments down below that you became a member. I'd love to give you guys the appreciation that you deserve, because right now you're the only thing that's keeping the algorithm afloat. We are getting more viewers in, so I do appreciate all the new members. And yeah, that is and Farmer Will, is everything okay? Is your job going well? Do let us know, and let me know when you become a member as well. Well, we're gonna double appreciate you. All right, yo, Teddy, you're giving people all these pressures on becoming members. I'm not trying to. That's just what the YouTube marketing email does. Hey, in order to go up, you got to tell people about the memberships. I'm like, all right. I'm really thinking I start putting some content with my wife, or like do member only posts that are related to like potentially my life. I'm really debating how to incorporate new content for the members, so stick with me. All right, let's keep it going.
There's a root called barbasco, and we've all heard of this, but you can take in a stream, you can crush up this root, throw it into a pool in the stream. You just put a stick on one side and you put a stick on the other side. You kind of slow down the stream. What happens is all the fish that are in that particular section of the stream will float up to the surface. You pick which ones you want. We want the wasako and we want the catfish. We take those, throw them in the bag. We're going to eat those for lunch. And then you remove the sticks and you remove the barbasco, and the barbasco will stop poisoning the water. The fish will eventually reoxygenate their lungs, and nobody dies.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's indigenous knowledge, and that's something you can't fake it.
Bro, that is pretty cool. And that's why it's like even Dr. Sebi, you know, all this natural medicine, like there is knowledge that was passed down, and these guys know about this barbasco root or branch that they can do this. You'd think the fish would get smart and like, hey, our friends keep disappearing every time we go to the spot. We got to go somewhere else. And then maybe the humans are getting smart too and following the fish. Oh man, it's a full circle. It's a full circle. It's a constant circle of life here with fishermen, ain't it? Oh man, they're always chasing the fish, Teddy. It's like chasing the dragon. They're chasing the fish. I understand. It's all making sense now. Oh boy. All right, yeah, interesting thing that I totally can see why natural medicine and indigenous knowledge is quite important, especially, you know, this is, you didn't know that, you know? Where am I going to learn that, Teddy? In a book? Yeah, start reading, buddy. All right.
You buy anything from any company, large or small, and you sign up with your information, you put in for a membership rewards program, or you're just buying it, you know, putting in your shipping information, creating an account. When they ask you your name, put your first name, that company's name as your middle name, and your last name. My name's Albert Cohen. My middle name I'll put in Walmart or Walgreens or whatever. And the reason why is because when you get ads, when you get spam, when you get any mail, anything like that, that's actually illegal according to CCPA, which is rolling out in the US, and GDPR in the UK. Why does this matter? Because you get money per breach, and now you know who did it.
Do with that information what you will.
Yo, is this, I think this is Charlotte Dobry. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but my wife watches her wedding and, like, dress videos or something. Yeah, big fan. Interesting. Don't claim this video. I'm simply reacting to your reaction, all right? This is great information to know. My only question would be, how much money is it? You know, if it's only like $100 per breach, hey, that's not that much. It ain't even worth the investigation, you know. And if it's like, hey, maybe it's 1,000, maybe it's 2,000, maybe, and then the lawyer gets most of it, you're like, all right, at this point, is it worth it? But yeah, at least you're getting something. So yeah, maybe try it out. Start putting your middle name of the company and see which ones are sending you marketing material you didn't sign up for. Figure it out. May start making money. Passive income right there. Teddy, I'm helping the network. I'm helping the company out. Yeah, you are, buddy. Yeah, you are. You're the true goons. There's a security breach. I found it. All right, we're going to keep it going. I definitely agree. It's a book. It appears to be gold as well. I guess they found the golden book of the Anunnaki. I can't speak more than this. They haven't written anything about it. I mean, it could be misidentified. It could be some other book. Oh, Teddy, they found the original sources of the original, you know, whatever it may be. Unless someone has the translation, I'm gonna take their word and assume that what they're showing could potentially be true. But the true goons, do your research and figure out. I mean, do with this information what you can, you know. All right, let's keep it going. Interesting.
Here's a question: would you let someone implant a microchip into your hand if you would receive $2,000 a month in return for getting a chip put in your hand? You heard me right. We'll give you universal basic income, basically. 2,000 euros, $2,000 a month, if you allow us to put a microchip in your hand. That's exactly what's about to happen as part of the rollout of the central bank digital currencies. It's a carrot for them to rope you into this mess. We'll get to that part of the story in a minute, the chip implantation process, not the corn chip, as Dan said in our chat, but a actual metallic tracking chip. But a new report just published this week by the Bank for International Settlements explains how our new digital money system is about to work. We've been warning you that this was coming for a long time on this show. Also, we weren't the only ones predicting this. It was predicted in a little book, you might have heard of it, called The Bible, The Mark of the Beast. For one thing, this is how this new system would operate. According to them, the Bank for International Settlements, the new reserve currency, forget the dollar as you know it basically. This will be the new reserve currency, which is how they want to label it and how they are labeling it. This would be used to settle all transactions. As everyone moves away from the US dollar right now, this seems like perfect timing to be moving to this new system.
Oh man, guys, I know all about CBDCs. I have an entire channel dedicated to cryptocurrencies and digital currencies. CBDCs stands for central bank digital currencies, right? So I've done the research. Don't freak out. I'll freak out for you. Do you need to freak out? No, not yet, but potentially in the future. Right now, what we know about CBDCs is they're not being rolled out in our current future, but potentially years down the line, we could see ourselves in a rollout or a phase test process where they want to implement something like a digital currency. And it could come because the rest of the world is implementing digital currencies. And by default, the United States may have to come up with their own, or even whatever country you're part of may decide to come up with their own type of digital currency. And what that means is, hey, I'm tired of printing physical notes, and I want to now just give you stuff digitally, and you will see it go up in your bank account. So like magically, hey, boom, yeah, I have 10,000. So he uses the reference of $2,000 if you're chipped. It doesn't have to be only when you're chipped. They're saying the CBDCs would come from your employers. They would just dispense it to you, knowing that they have your data. You know, right now it could be your identifying numbers. In the future, it could be your biodata. Hey, I need to identify you by your iris. Depending on your iris, I dispense this currency to you. Depending on your blood, depending on this prick, whatever it may be. You know, depending on this AI face navigate. Regardless, yes, there's so many ways to dispense. This is one crazy way. I do believe at some point we could get there where they want, you know, it's the Futurama thing. Hey, here's your wristband. Boom. Now we know genetically what you're best engineered to do, as well as how much money we can dispense to you as a government entity. And that is just wild. That is just wild. We may experience it in our lifetime, but hopefully not. All right, let's keep it going.
Anybody else watching this? That's the news from the tornado. Y'all watch when I put play. You see up in the cloud. Watch them people walk out the car.
We then had to pull over because that's when emergency crews were headed towards when we saw an ambulance, we saw a fire truck headed that way. And so we are almost there, but we're not even in wind yet. And this is the damage we're seeing. We saw a few people kind of outside. It looks like they may have been possibly.
Oh my god, I hear the baby crying and I'm like, bro, there's times when Kyra's crying in my recordings. Is that what other people hear? They're like, dude, stop recording, go take care of your kid. You know, I'm like, damn it. I can feel this. Yeah, that was definitely weird. That was definitely appeared to be walking like beings in the cloud. Wild. I am definitely puzzled, and it does feel authentic, like the guy seen it. He DVR'd it, and he's like, guys, look at this. Look on this top right corner. I don't believe it is edited. It does feel authentic, and it is a little interesting. Are they trying on the projectors? Like, what are they doing? Oh, Teddy, they're fired up the projectors. Here we go. Perfect cloud coverage. Oh, don't it look so good? Here comes the ETs. Here come the aliens. Stop it. Stop it, crazy Teddy. I'm just trying to live, all right? Oh, boy. All right, we're going to do just two more. We're going to do just two more.
So I'd like to perhaps give you a bit of background about what geoengineering allegedly is supposed to do, maybe how it came about, and what the real consequences are. Now, the people have forever and ever, I guess, as long as humans have existed, military people have wanted to control the weather. Well, it's nice to have the weather favorable for your side and bad for your opposition. And I think it was Lyndon Johnson among others, who said, the person who controls the weather controls the world.
Who controls the weather will control the world.
But our world, our whole planet, is a very, very complicated thing. You may be familiar with the idea of the Gaia hypothesis. The idea that the Earth and its environment and the creatures that inhabit it are all interrelated in complex ways.
Yo, this is weird. This is weird because we had like a few videos now on this cloud seeding, weather modification, and now geoengineering. I guess that's the real term for all this stuff. And it is an interesting aspect. Hey, if we had this tech and we could use it and leverage it, especially during war purposes, it does make sense. You know, I was only thinking about the farms. This guy's blown my mind. Going, hey, even for war purposes, hey, make it really bad, muggy, foggy, horrible. And, you know, the battlefields do be getting crazy out there. So, yeah, that is. And then, well, we have Harpo, Teddy. They control the ionosphere. Here we go, Teddy. Here we go. You're getting it. Oh, my God. Crazy Teddy. You're so right. Oh, my God. They had full control the entire time. They figured it out. All right, we're going to do just one more.
Everything that has ever been, can be, or ever will be said is all stored in here. A description of your future, the cure to cancer, your innermost secrets you've never told anyone. I'm not even joking. Every possible combination of words you have or ever will say, write, or even think is in the Library of Babel. And this is how it does that. This online database is divided into pages and is built to locate on demand any 3,200 character combination of English letters, commas, periods, and spaces. These are all stored in hexagon-shaped rooms with 4 walls of books each, 2 of the walls being doorways. Each wall has 5 bookshelves of 32 books each, with 410 pages in each book. Within these pages are every possible combination of letters ever imaginable, with a total of 10 to the 5,000 existing pages found in this library. That's a 1 with 5,000 zeros. In comparison, there are only 10 to the 80 atoms in the observable universe, so there literally isn't even enough matter in the entire universe to print these books if we wanted to. But how it's mind-blowing. So most letter combinations of the alphabet will produce nothing but gibberish, so that's pretty much all you'll see when browsing these volumes manually. But you can search any 3,200 letter query yourself and find exactly what book and page number it would be found in. Your deepest, darkest secrets, the story of your birth, conversations you'll have with your mom a year from now, the answer to any question ever is all in here. I can search up Philip ate a pickle on the 7th of August and flew to Mars right after, and boom, there it is. In the book titled, That.
Yo, that is wild. I've never even heard of the Library of Babel, but it makes sense. Hey, all the letters are, we know, you know, and in the alphabets, and if we can figure out every possible combination and put it into a digital database, then yeah, then you can figure out every potential combination in that 3,200 limit reference. And yeah, every single thought you could ever think of, I guess, is documented because of all the combinations that this thing can now run, or has run and has documented. So that is wild. No thought is original. The Library of Babel has thought of it already. Ha 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 ha. There it is. Proof of the simulation, Teddy. Oh my God. Oh my God, Crazy Teddy. Don't mess with them. We're about to finish and wrap up now. Yeah, quite interesting. Lot of crazy content. I hope everyone is having fun. Yet again, guys, I have no religion I'm trying to shill to you. The Shivalingam is a quartz stone. It is definitely an energy-bearing stone. So if you guys are like, Teddy, why are you going all religious and trying to show me all this stuff? It's nothing like that. I'm just got real positive energy. I want all the goons to have just as much energy as I have from experiencing the Shivalingam, and I'm sending you potential energy and positive energy to you as well. Watching this video makes you a woke goon, and just being part of the Ganja Goons gang, you guys know it's a whole different feeling. It feels nice. Check in with the comments. You know I interact with you guys in multiple ways. Shout out to Ghost Blood B. Shout out to Mom.Angela. I see you guys going looking at my old videos and really commenting. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. So yeah, thank you guys. I will see you guys next time. Stay safe, stay strong, and goodbye.